Oh, yeah, say, I see they pain them. He they see with us. I see they see with us. He go they pay. Hey, yeah, yeah. I see they pain them. He they see with us. As we get there, yeah, he go bury them.
So, I said, they will know who is who.
As he they pain them, he they see with us. As he they see with us, he go they pain them.
See they pain them.
Yeah, he they see with us. So as he they see with us, he go they pain them.
You know, let me tell
Okay, guys, I just wanted to put that out there. As they sweet us, you're gonna pain them. You know, as they pain them, you're gonna sweet us. I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, guys, let's just move straight to you guys are already dancing. Music don't finish, oh, now they dance. Let's move straight to you guys are making me laugh so much. Say bring out me, I don't get PVC since guy on Walele. Since not be even 2023, 2022, I was up for PVC. I don't get PVC since I don't get PVC. So leave that one. On that day we go know what they sup. So I don't get PVC since, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Let's move straight. But guys, help me to like and share, and please use the dollar sign to the right on the comment section. Let's go for the second round, guys. I'm going to be giving everybody 5 minutes each. Please let's just stay true to our 5 minutes. 5 minutes each, please. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm going to start with Mr. Jordan. Mr. Jordan, please.
Oh well, yes, I know very soon the campaign will start, and those who think that Tinubu's campaign is only on the internet and with all sorts of names and things they have called it, I'm sure they're going to know that Nigerians have woken up. The sleeping giant is now rising up. And no matter all that they are planning to do in order to undermine or to undo the movement, I'm sure they should realize that this campaign is not just about P2B. When someone is fighting for his or her life, that fight is always very fierce. Nigerian is fighting for their very essence of existence, which has been almost been stripped off from them by this wicked, devilish human beings encapsulated in the party of APC and PDP and their supporters. We're going to run them off the city when the time comes. So what the fear they are entertaining already at this point is just going to be a little by the time the main thing begins. So they shouldn't worry about how P2B is going to raise his fund. There are many ways to skin around. Many people that live in Diaspora, they have many ways of sending their fund. And I still continue to ask a question. Does Nigeria electoral, because we're talking about P2B, about election, about, so I think this is still part of the topic. Does Nigerian Electoral Commission or Electoral Act stipulates that anybody who is campaigning for any position can spend as much as he wants to bribe, to induce votes? Because I don't know in any Western world that this kind of habit is permissible. There is nowhere so far as I have known in any developed country which we all aspire to have our country to come to. And if not, why are these people not being disqualified? And why are they still running? Why are they still allowing them, having stolen the mandate by inducing votes, by bribing through corrupt process? And people said it's okay. I just don't understand, why people are not screaming and shouting about this, because it's very unhealthy. We all here maintain different hygiene. We have dental hygiene, we have environmental hygiene. We have all sorts of hygiene that we maintain in order to, and that we keep in order to maintain a good life, a good environment, a good health. In the same vein too, I believe Nigeria should have, like many other countries, should have a electoral hygiene or political hygiene. And if we have to have a political hygiene, one of those things that will make it hygienious is to make sure that nothing, this kind of habit of bribing or inducing votes or coercing people to vote for you by intimidation, by raising Agberu. And that brings me to the point, to this, that reminds me of this point I'll quickly make. One of the things that Tinubu actually achieved in Lagos, actually, I will give him credit. Tinubu achieved a lot because in Lagos, Tinubu is noted, it's on record noted to be the only governor that increased or raised the most army of thugs, army of area boys and gangsters in Lagos than any other governor in the history of that state. That is one of the major achievements of Tinubu. Let's give him credit for that. That is why when you go to Lagos today, everywhere is Agberu. Even at the airports, everywhere is Agberu. Everywhere is gangsters, area boys. They even give them authority. In Lagos now, MM2, I don't know if anybody have noticed that, and MM3. So they close that area. If you are going to Lagos, for instance, if you are coming down from the airport, MM2, and you want to pick up something, somebody, you can't stand, you can't go there now and pick up somebody who is standing. They will arrest you and collect money. I was a victim a few months ago, a few months ago, I was in Lagos. Yeah? I was forced to cover something thousand naira to give to these Tinubu Agberu boys. That is and in any airport in the world, and for all the countries I've visited, there is no airport that does not allow people to drive by and pick up passenger. The only thing they will not allow you to stand there. If you come out there and the passenger you come out to pick up is not there, you have to drive again and turn around. And the person comes out, you pick him immediately and move. It's allowable. But in Nigeria today, in Lagos, in the city that Tinubu built, these area boys, they have given them authority to block, to monetize that place. They will see you trying to park and they won't say anything. And once you park, they hold you. They clamp down your tire. And then you go, they take you to the office. Okay. So these are the kind of things Tinubu achieved in Lagos. Let's give him kudos. And this
Thank you.
Okay, and that is the kind of person who want to rule Nigeria. If he can do all those in Lagos, trust me, if he become a president of Nigeria, oh my God, only God knows. Only God knows how he will
Thank you, Mr. Judy.
Everything in Nigeria. And people will continue to demonic incarnate.
All right, thank you, Mr. Judy. Thank you very much. Kikemeka, you're up next, please. You have 5 minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. All right. Nigeria, we have a major problem. What's our problem? We're broke. We're not making enough money. When you're broke and you're borrowing, you're sinking yourself deep. You're not making enough to cater for the things you've planned to do. That's the budget. We're not even implementing our budget. Our budget is in deficit. Like I said previously, deficit of the proposed deficit now is 6.7 trillion. And many of us, including all the presidential experience, are not looking at that 6.7 trillion as a problem. Is a major problem. If you have a deficit of 6.7 trillion naira, which means how you're going to implement your budget. If you can't implement your budget, the things you have outlined to do, you can't do them. All these are stories. We can't even eradicate poverty if you can't implement the budget. So we need to look for ways and see how to increase our revenue. And that would begin to supplement most of the things that we have planned or earmarked to do. You see, we can keep going around blaming the government. Yes, I would blame the government or those who are in government as being ineptitude, lacking ideas on what to do. because if you don't have money, you should be able to look for alternative means. And I know one of the alternative means borrowing, and borrowing is a problem. When you're borrowing, there's a cost of funds, which includes interest costs as well as paying back the principal. For how long do we continue to borrow? I think as of yesterday, Mr. Pansat was asking me, why did I pick an ideologue as someone who will be good for Nigeria? I just want to, I don't know if he's watching or if he's in the panel. I think he probably might not be around today. Xi Jinping, the leader of China, he's an ideologue. He went about with I don't know if you are aware of the Belt and Road Initiative. That has a vision of where he wants to push China to. And as you can see, they're already coming into Africa. That's part of their initiative. If we want to bring it down home, another ideologue is Obasanjo, who designed a dream for Nigeria, but unfortunately was unable to pick a successor to implement those dreams. And that is why we're back to where we are. From a GDP of 0.58 to a GDP of 6.89 when he left. If we had built on those successes and the dream and the roadmap that he has planned for Nigeria, I think, according to the IMF report of 2002, we would have made the giant stride. Unfortunately, we have seen ourselves erode all those glories, and we are back to square one, if not even worse. We need a Nigerian president that is an ideologue, someone who has ideas and will strongly believe on those ideas and design the Nigerian plan. We don't have one. That is the reason why we are having these failures. We must design a Nigerian plan and then have performance measure metrics that we will measure this plan against. For each of those plans, we must be able to articulate properly what the success metrics would be, or what I would refer to as key performance indicators would be. So when we meet those matrices, we know we're achieving our goals. There are several matrices we could use. There's the Sustainable Development Goals by the United Nations. There's also the Millennium Development Goals. We have not done that, but those plans are for developed nations who have actually gone over 200 or 300 years to implement certain things. We need our own Nigerian development plan. And every government or administration, regardless of the party affiliations that they may belong, would subscribe to this development plan so that we can get ourselves out of the mess that we've dug for ourselves. Else, we would continue to be in this situation with no end goal in mind. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, King Emeka, right there. Let's move straight to Mr. Son of God, please.
Hello, thank you, Kachi, for another opportunity to make my own little contribution. I just wanted to kind of make a little bit comment what Emeka, the last speaker, just said. Now, when you are talking about all these KPIs and SMDGB or whatever goals you're talking about, all these things is the only way all these things are going to make any sense. You can have all your metrics, you can have all your KPIs, you can have everything. These things are only workable in a system where the people on top are not corrupt. Okay, so most of all these wonderful technologies you are throwing out there, when in the last election, APC had all these wonderful things that you're talking about. All this, they had it. The manifesto was wonderful. Okay, a lot of the things in there, Nigerians would have been so happy if they implemented all those things. Okay, so it's not about having a wonderful manifesto and having your KPIs and your MDG goals or Nigeria own goals or whatever. Who is the person that is giving you that the person that is giving you all those things? Is he somebody you can trust? Does he have any integrity in him? Because if the person that's coming to tell you all those stories has no integrity, then it's a waste of time. He's just telling you those things, telling you what you want to hear, which is what the politicians in Nigeria have been doing for the past 20, 30 years. They're wonderful. They can spin everything. Everything will be lovely. It will be so sweet in your ears. Okay, then when they get there, what happens? They dump it. Mr. CM will say that I think he summed it up properly when he said that when Buhari went in there, he started to implement the Mieti goals was one that he now started implementing. He had his own. They had their wonderful manifesto. Then when he went into, as soon as Buhari got into power, he dumped the APC manifesto and started implementing the Mieti Allah manifesto. And this is the crux of the matter. That is where everything revolves around. If the person on top has no integrity, it doesn't matter what he's spinning. And that is why we are praying that we can break this cycle now. We need to break this cycle away from these same people who have been disappointing Nigerians, who come and tell us stories, share rice, give us money, give us all the wonderful things that we want to hear, bells and whistles, everything is so lovely, so sweet in your ear. The minute they get there, bye-bye. They go back, they revert back to type and continue the looting. The country is on its knees. On his knees right now, it's almost broke. So this time around, this is the time when the Nigerian youth, and what I love about what is happening now, some people, even Mr. Mecca believes, like he said the last time, the first round of went through, that this time around he believes that the election is likely to go the same way. That the people coming out, the number will not be much different. He doesn't think, well, let me qualify it this way. He doesn't think it will be going to be anything different from the last election. The number is going to be different. The difference that somebody like you or other people who think like you are forgetting that right now, this is the first time in the history of Nigeria where the youths on their own, where Nigerians on their own are spending their own money to go and campaign for a man they don't know. Did it happen in 2019 in the last election? So when you are referring back to what happened in the last election, to use that to judge what is going to happen next year, have you also taken into account the fact that people in Nigeria right now, young people, poor people, people who have little money, are squeezing out from that money they're going to use to eat, to go on their own without anybody taking the initiative on their own, without anybody giving them anything, just saying this is what they bought so much into it that they're spending their own hard-earned money. Are you also putting that into your calculations? Because when you're calculating what's going to happen, calculate the fact that this kind of buying, we have never seen it in the history of Nigeria. So when you are talking about what will happen next year, remember, even the campaign has not started. This energy is only going to increase when the principal begins to move from state to state, begin to touch base with some of those people. Those people can actually feel it. Because the minute he begins to move from state to state, people can actually begin to touch the dream and begin to feel it. That is when you will actually see the enthusiasm will be 300-400% more than it is now. So when people are calculating, thinking that, oh, the people will not, I feel it's going to be the same, people will not come out and vote, I think people are living in fool's paradise, or they're telling themselves those lies to give themselves comfort because they want to believe that it's not going to happen. There's going to be a change. There's something remarkable that's going to happen next year. Whoever wants to believe it, you believe it. If you don't want to believe it, it's up to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Son of God. Let's go straight to Mr. Chooks. Mr. Chooks, please, you have the floor. Mr. Chooks, are you there, please? Okay, then, Mr. Pansat, please, go ahead. Good evening to you. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Pansat.
Thank you very much, Kathy. I appreciate you and everything you do here on a daily basis.
Thank you.
And the platform. I greet every.
Oh my.
I was able to listen in to Emeka. Let me first commend him on the approach he took in the last comment that he let out here. So it's a big debate, but at least he made an effort, and his demeanor was quite impressive. If you're doing this, they won't have any problem on this platform. Nonetheless, though, he was wrong. Now, that's a difference between somebody knowing the right thing to say and saying the wrong thing, trying to be clever, and then somebody being wrong. The Chinese revolution, you cannot attribute that to an ideologue. To the contrary, it's for pragmatists. So we know that China has been a communist state for a very long time. Until their revolution in 1949, they kept all being a communist country. But several reforms brought them about, removed them from there, took them to a socialist modernization. Post-Mao Chinese government that was launched about 30 years ago or more. So people like, for example, can you hear me, Emeka? Maybe we can have a little dialogue with my time.
He's here. You can hear you, Mr. Pansa. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Let me just, you could turn on your mic if you want to. I want you to tell me, do you know about Deng Xiaoping? Just yes or no?
Sure, I know about him. I know about him very, very well.
Okay. So you do know that there's no doubt that post-Mao Chinese government pursued a series of reforms, right?
But sorry to interject, right? But you'll be clear on this, that he is also an ideologue. So an ideologue, like you asked me, is someone who is hell-bent on their ideas and will never change. He's an ideologue who designed the way China would move, and you can see the current Chinese leader, and you see the initiative they are making. Those are ideologues. Those are people say this is what we will do, regardless of who you are, and this is the reforms we would follow. And I like you rightly said that you were listening at the background. The closest ideologue we've ever had in our country was Obasanjo, and he surrounded himself with pragmatists like Ezekwesili, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, Frank Woke, who else again? Even El Rufai. Who else again? FFK, though he's running his mouth left, right, and center. These are pragmatists.
Okay, hold on. The point that we're contending, maybe the way you're defining ideologue, an ideologue in the sense that we're talking about is somebody who adheres to that idea and stays there. Now, if an ideologue decides to do what China did by changing into a market economy, abandoning the ideology, which is communism. Yeah, when a pragmatist, when an ideologue changes over into a solution that is pragmatic for the times, yeah, then he's no longer an ideologue. He's susceptible to change. So that is the way you have to look at it. It's not that if you have a good idea, you stay with that idea. That's good. But if you're somebody who believes in something, and then that's evidence that something better, and you move with the times and you change, that's what we need now. That's a pragmatist. That's not an ideologue. A pragmatist doesn't mean that if something is working and they just want to change for change's sake. So a persistent feature of China's market transition is the lack of political liberalization, right?
Okay, so, Mr. Pansat.
Yeah, it's a big debate, but I
think that has been established. I think that that has been established already. Yes. You just came in and we're talking about something. I don't know if you followed the show from the beginning.
No, go ahead. I didn't follow from the beginning, but I did hear Emeka's last submission. So
that's why you came in.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. We're talking about three different things actually. APC chieftain was setting the record straight when people always talk about Tinubu being the creator of Lagos or being the owner of Lagos, or that statement, oh, Tinubu owns Lagos and things like that. So he actually came out to address people actually saying that, he went far as stating that there were other people there before him. Even the primary school he went to wasn't built by him. So why do people go all out, keep saying that Tinubu built Lagos and all of that? We have that one, and we have a video from Arise TV. Falz, I don't know if you know Falz, the musician and social activist who came out to express his fears and talk to the youth about what they need to do come 2023 presidential election. Then Peter Obi also came out to explain to people the reason why he visited the diasporas, Nigerians living in the diaspora. He is talking about, saying that he went there for consultation to talk to Nigerians living in the diaspora, saying that their resources is important, and the Nigerians living in the diaspora are what's the word he used now? He said they are an important component to turn the face of the country around. So those three things are actually what we're talking about today. Then I shared an article from Punch of the lead negotiator of the Abuja train attack was arrested alongside with his family in Cairo in Egypt when he was in transit to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, thank you very much for bringing me up to date, and I beg the indulgence of the panelists to have allowed that time to be allotted to me. Now, I'll take the third one first, which is P2B's statement on the diaspora. Now, you know that out of the 7 reasons why the 10 reasons why the Chinese is doing very well right now, to tie to the Emeka incident a minute ago, it's obviously the high rate of savings, investment in models and showcasing, consistent and thoughtful marketing for them, creation of zones and infrastructure for their businesses, and a business above all attitude that they have in China. But the 7th reason is their committed and passionate diaspora. China has made committed overtures towards its non-resident citizens who are economically positioned to invest heavily on the country. As a result of this, the 60 million people of Chinese origin who live outside contribute to their country's economy in the form of investments and remittances. So non-resident Chinese are respected and allowed to participate in the socio-economic activities of the mainland. So the Tinubu debate, which was your first item there, it's not consequential. Tinubu is not going to be the president of Nigeria. Now let me talk the way they talk. Tinubu is a distraction. He's not going to be the president of Nigeria. He's not well. His background is shady. In leg they shake, in hand they shake. If they talk about Aguado or whatever it is, they call it over there. He's a distraction, so they want to pin us down to talking about him developing. Even let's look at his argument and the light most favorable to him. What if he built Lagos a generation ago? So what? Is that really what we should be talking about? It's a diversion. He is not fit to be president. He's shady, and he's a fraud. But most recently, he had our youth killed, shot. So he's not going to be the president. There is this idea that Lagosians of APC, they don't regard people south of them to be Nigerians from south, southeast, and they're just huffing and puffing. What built Lagos is oil from the Niger Delta. That's what built it. If you leave Tinubu to sell cocoa till next millennium, he's not going to be able to do anything. If they rig the election, and I'm just going to be running all over the place because I'm conscious of time. If they rig the election and activities are moved from Lagos and Abuja to Port Harcourt, to those oil fields, and we shut it down. Those are the kind of things that we're thinking about. They cannot rig this election because that's the only reason Tinubu is coming into play. Is hey, they could rig this election and he'll win. How are you going to win? You have a Muslim ticket, for crying out loud. Who's going to vote for you? The Northerners don't like anybody but their own anyway, but the most people they hate is Westerners. Get it through your head right now. Look at historically. Look at MKO Abiola, who was a Muslim himself, and he was one of the guys. Okay, look at the treatment they gave him. So talking truth is going to make some of our people unhappy. So I'll stay away still from telling them the truth. The way they treat Yorubas is the same way they treat the Igbos. But it looks like some Yorubas think that, oh, we can form an alliance with them because the people they hate are the Southeasterners. That's nonsense. It's not true. Look at the people closest to them in the Midwest. Jos Plateau, Governor Autumn. That's their neighbor. Those are the corporates that helped fight a war against Southerners and Christians in the Southeast. But look at the way they're treating them. They're killing them, taking their farms and humiliating them every day. So let's forget about Tinubu and push on. As far as I'm concerned, we should even talk about Tinubu on this platform. He's not going to be the president, whether he likes it or not. He is not more Nigerian than the people who brought independence to Nigeria. The Southeasterners played a key role in Nigeria itself. When there's a match out there, football match, who is wearing the country's colors and playing? Southeasterners, Southwesterners, Southerners. You don't see any Huntsmen playing for the Nigerian team wearing the flag and wearing the uniform, the colors of our country. So who's more Nigerian than anybody from that region? So he is not going to win if they think that we are less Nigerian than they are. Therefore, they're going to say, hey, if Obi makes one mistake, then he's out. But Tinubu can make all the mistakes in the world. He's not going to be the president because, first of all, he's not a Nigerian. We don't know his name. We don't know his date of birth. So for his wife to commit such an egregious, horrific, verbal terrorism on the Igbos the other day, and we're just going to overlook it. Have you researched the electoral laws? That's already an egregious breach. He cannot go there threatening anybody at any time, even if it's 4 years ago. It's still within the statute. So if they're not going to prosecute her for that comment that she made, and of course, various other violence committed by Tinubu, even this massacre at Lekki Bridge is enough legally to disqualify him from this race. So if you come up here and you just talking nonsense about Tinubu every day, we should completely ignore him. He's not going to be the president. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pansat. We're gonna go. You didn't touch on Peter Obi and the arrest of the lead negotiator of the Abuja Kaduna train attack. I want to believe you forgot, or you just purposely do not want to touch on that.
I actually forgot. Let me say that
Okay.
a panelist also did mention that it's commonplace in Nigeria. These people are arrested, none of them is prosecuted. There was a list earlier of those who are sponsoring terrorism that were arrested in, I believe it was Dubai or something like that, or one of those Arab states. And up to date, we don't even have the list. It was Dubai, okay. So, well, look, let me tell you something. I don't know how you can be a true Nigerian and your blood don't boil about what these people are doing to us. We're being humiliated. What is it? These guys, they've taken over since the inception of the country, by the way. We don't have an EFCC chairman ever from the south of Nigeria that's a Christian. None, not one. Since inception, even though there was a southern president that launched that agency. All right. So from Ribadu to date, they won't let it happen. our politicians from the South are imbeciles. That agency is very, very important. Two, we've never had a Southern customs boss. Never. I don't even think we've had a Christian customs boss or the immigration service. So that's one or two when it comes to police, chief of police and all that, or the chief of army staff. I guess one or two here and there, and they're usually eliminated somehow. All right. So they're doing it to show us that we who are pure, true Africans, we are not really human beings in their eyes. You have to lay claim to be in an Arab origin, because we see the same phenomena with the Hutus and the Tutsis. All right, in another country. So that's what's going on. They're humiliating us, because how do you have a guy negotiating with terrorists and is alleged to be a terrorist, but he can leave the country and then be apprehended elsewhere, and the country that arrests him legally, unlike the way they dealt with Nnamdi Kanu, which was an illegal way. So, and we don't do anything about any of these things. Look at the terrorism that's going on in the country. Look at our people getting slaughtered, killed. There is no anger. They don't have to pay. No matter what they do, nothing happens. We can't even talk about it, else we're being tribal. All right. So I'm telling you, Kachi, I'm sorry to say, we are in a precarious condition where we cannot condemn evil without then trying to divide the country, because in those tribes that are also, I will assume, in the Fulani tribe, perhaps there are some good ones. Perhaps I haven't seen one. You don't see them in restaurants. You don't see them with patents. You don't see them winning Nobel Prizes. But they own everything. Somebody like Dangote has absolutely no intellectual property. He doesn't have a patent, not one. But he's supposed to be smarter than everybody and have exclusives on everything. All his goods there's not one that's value added. He's in charge of cement, in charge of sugar, in charge of everything in the country. It's an assault on pure Nigerians. But then you can't say that, because then you'll be in trouble against them. What do you expect? They've apprehended somebody in another country who is sponsoring, at least negotiating, for terrorists. But you're not going to hear from it. Even Buhari brands himself as being stubborn. How do you elect somebody and he doesn't address the country, no matter what's going on? All forms of calamity has befallen us. He doesn't address the country, doesn't face the press, doesn't face the citizens, and there is no consequences. So I find it academic to keep talking and talking. I believe that we should draw the line this time. Tinubu and Atiku are not going to be the presidents of Nigeria, period.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pansat, for that. Thank you very much. We have Tunanja here, we have Mr. CM here, and we also have Chai here. Mr. Tunanja, you're up next, please. Tunanja, are you there, please? Okay. Mr. Chooks, are you ready now to speak? Because I called on you, but you were not available.
Yes, please.
Okay, please go ahead.
Thank you once again.
Thank you, sir.
And thank to Mr. Pansat for that last submission. Because it's like he's on my mind. Because since that time I spoke about this. Somebody going outside the country, for people outside the country to be doing the work we paid our security agencies to be doing. It's laughable. It's completely laughable. Last time it was the Navy, that a ship can come into our country and steal our oil, and nobody knows where they come from. Nobody knows when the ship battered and when they left. right? Some of them was caught in Dubai, sent down to us. Nothing was done to them till date. And people are coming to tell us, account for this, account for that. I mean, the government, they think we are just idiots. That's what they're thinking, but we're not. We're not. We're beginning to see where they're coming from, and this is the right time for us to make a decision. You know, not for them to take us like fools. You know, I had everything that is wrong is in our country. Imagine in a country as big as Nigeria, over 200 million people, and the Constitution said you only need primary school or show that you attend secondary school to get to be president of a country. I mean, and we're still asking what is wrong with our Constitution. We're still asking that question till tomorrow. If anybody don't see that this is wrong, I am seeing it. It is wrong that people of over 200 million, because I tell you, Kashi, today, if I go to look for a job in Nigeria, the minimum is a BSc. The minimum. Even to an extent, even if it is a factory job, the minimum is BSc. And here we're talking about people who don't have a school cert, who don't know the secondary school or primary school they went, only to appear with maybe University of Boston or whatever result to say they want to rule us. I mean, this is I don't know how to put it, because when we Nigerians are seeing this and keeping quiet, it's like we know nothing. I can't fathom that professors, engineers, everybody, Nigeria has everything, and yet when it comes to leadership, they tell us who to rule us. They even open up their mouth to talk about competence. What is competence? What is competence? And yet, EFCC cannot say that there's no petition for some of these people. No trial, no investigation, nothing. We have no right to hear that, to hear if they investigate them, because if somebody is petitioned, if they investigate the person, they should let us know. They let us know when they went to Igboho's house. They declared him wanted. I still remember sometime in 2019 or so, they petitioned EFCC to look into Tinubu's bullion van. Nothing was said about that. And he has the guts. He has the confidence to come out and say, it doesn't concern anybody. It's in my money, I do what I want with it. That's what he said. And today they are telling you and I that we cannot put our money where our mouth is. I'm not a foreigner, I'm a Nigerian. Yet they tell us we cannot contribute to find a good leader to sponsor his campaign. And yet we're still asking ourselves, oh, what is the Constitution doing? Go all around the world. There are people in diaspora. They are being respected all around the world. They give them special status because they recognize their importance. Go to Ghana. It happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. No country can deal without their diaspora. So it's unbelievable what we're seeing in our country. And I hope that the youth will listen to Falz. They will do the needful. I hope they are listening. That is why when I had the I think Mr. Walter speak yesterday, I was so very, very happy because he is telling us what is on the ground. He is assuring us that what they are telling us is all lies. that they are ready to volunteer. It confirms it because I have people in Nigeria. I call them, they tell me, but because they are my people, sometimes I can't believe. Not because I doubt them, but because of the way. Because of the way they've dealt with us. Because of the weapon they are using against us, which is poverty. It's hard for me to believe that. But hearing somebody like Mr. Walter, who says, I am in a meeting, and he has opened my eye. I'm beginning to tell my people, if you are not going to meetings, don't talk to me. Because it's not only when you need money that you talk to me. Then I become your bank. I'm here working hard. I'm here working hard. So the only work you need to do now is to fight for that country, because if that country is good, you will be good. There's no reason you cannot have a job. It's because the country is not good. It's because the leaders, not the country. It's because of the leaders. They don't care. They don't look into how come these people come out of education without jobs. That's why they're killing our education. No skills. Everybody must go to university. Then after university, what then? Kashi, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Because Nigeria it's time we take our country back. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Chooks. And speaking of Mr. Walter, I was really glad to also have him yesterday and the day before. Having somebody on ground who is really telling us the way it is. I really appreciate his presence, and I hope he will join us more often, because he really sounded very determined, and he assured every one of us that they don't need to be paid, that they have agents already who will be in polling units without being paid. They are volunteering to do this. So I'm really glad that Mr. Water was here yesterday. If you can hear us, Mr. Water, we miss you. We hope you come, and join us pretty soon. Thank you very much. Thanks to everyone. Let's go straight to Mr. CM. But before that, Tunaija was here earlier. Mr. Tunaija, I don't know if you're available now. If you're not, I'm just gonna
I,
go
I,
straight
I
to
am, but let's see him go. I would like him to go. Thank you for checking on me. Thank you.
Mr. CM, please, you have the floor.
Good, good evening, everybody. Good
Good
evening.
evening, Mr. CM.
Sorry, I'm always late.
It's
I'm
fine.
hurrying, and then I still have Barcelona to watch. It's my team. Like I think I saw your headline. P2B replies to oversee, think of 150 billion oversee funding or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then argument about APC. I think. Why whether built Lagos or something. Anyway, well, I just limit myself to okay. Yes, there's this kidnapper from Kaduna, Abuja tree. I think caught in Kano. I mean, caught at Cairo. I think.
Yes, Cairo.
Yes. Okay, Cairo. Well, that still ties into APC government. Well, the issue of P2B's campaign fund, whether he whatever. I think yesterday this thing came up in one other way. All I know is that I'm not a lawyer. I know when you break the law, there is implication. And from what I've known, issues like election funding, at least from what I read abroad or whatever, there's always a rule, a law guiding it. So in this, for this particular issue, I always like to leave it to Labour Party. Somebody like Professor Pat Yotomi and all those movers behind this coalition. They should know better. They should know how to handle it. They must have science, know when the law was broken, because whatever I'm saying now may just be because of my bias for P2B, but I know they will handle things properly. At the same time, they must also watch out for any foul play, whether they want to use it to already the opposition. I mean, is it APC or so? It's already calling for to let them ban P2B or something. I mean, to disqualify P2B or
Disqualify.
something. So that type of to me that is high tech politics. I don't really want to. Don't think I can do enough justice to it based on what I know and what I do not know. So I leave it to them. But I pray that they should not mess up the hope of everybody by committing a schoolboy error that will dismantle. Don't give the opposition the chance to get into you when you know you can avoid it. So whatever it is, That should be okay. The idea that okay, the kidnapper caught in Cairo. You see, I think it was
Not
Abacha.
not a kidnapper, the
Okay,
lead negotiator, the
okay.
lead
Oh,
negotiator.
sorry. Yeah. The terrorists and the people that arrested.
Mm.
Isn't it? So the lead negotiator. You can't be a negotiator for a terror group now if you won't benefit or if you are not part of it anyway. But that is just common sense. So what I want to look at it is that you see when Sani Abacha, I'm not taking it serious. It was he said that if insurgents or anything like that happens 48 hours, the hand of the government is in it. Apart from that, we all know that this terror Boko Haram was deliberately imported into Nigeria to discredit Jonathan. That's a fact. Anybody can argue it with it. We know it. They were deliberately brought in. But then now, like some Igbos have a proverb that it is not giving the monkey water to drink that is the problem. No, it's easy. You give the monkey water to drink. It's very simple. The problem lies in retrieving the cup when the monkey must have finished drinking. So that is the situation we are in now. They brought the chap to remove Jonathan. Jonathan saw it and then give way, and they took over. Now what is happening? Look at the country. So this government is neck deep into this terrorism. They know it. They know all these things. That's why since all this terror has been happening, no single Fulani headsmen or terrorists, whether they call them, but they are saying bandits so that they will confuse the America. America will say it's a bandit because the moment America hears terrorist, they know it will end up in United States or attack one of their whatever, or must have been affiliated to Al Qaeda, which is the number one enemy of US. I stand to be corrected. So that's why they're saying bandit. But we know that this government is the people that brought them in. And I look at the havoc they are causing everywhere. The people of Benue State, because of the lies sold to them, gave 83% of their vote in 2015 to APC based on their manifesto. Now, what did Benue State get in return? Refugee camp. Their governor, Samuel Oton, said it on Channel TV, on Channel Arise News, everywhere. Even Wike goes to donate food stuff to them. So this is partly the cause of hunger in Nigeria because people that should have been in the farmland all over Benue cultivating food and bringing, they are in refugee camp, courtesy of terrorism imported into the country. That is it. People of Benue State are mainly farmers. That's why Otom said they give them 2 days in the week, work for 3 days as a civil servant, use 2 days to go and do your farm because to supplement. So we all know this. That's why when I'm now saying APC, no matter their manifesto, that's why when somebody will tell you if Tinubu comes in, this is the manifesto, I laugh. There's no better manifesto than APC manifesto. I read it. Everything you need to develop a nation is there. What Nigeria needed, because I'm talking of restructuring, they put it there in black and white. So to keep Nigeria quiet, they formed the El-Rufai committee. Till today, El-Rufai committee can never bring out whatever they are doing. So when APC fashioned a good manifesto, they brought them to power with all the lies. They abandoned it and started implementing the manifesto of Mieti Yala, which is to build rail to Niger Republic, a country of 24 million people. Even if the whole of the people of living in Niger want to come into Nigeria, 24 million, why building a rail that will connect Enugu to Port Harcourt through Onitsha, Nnewi, and Yaba? That is where you have about 40 million people. But they don't want to do it because they hated Ndibo so much, APC. Now, even if you don't want to implement that because you feel you hate Ndibo, why not put another one from Lagos to Shagamu to Ijebu-Ode to Ore? It will get to Benin. At most, forget about coming to Asaba to Onitsha. That is a conquered area. Why not pass through Warri, Sapele, down to from there to Yenegoa and then to Port Harcourt? That will also help and that will serve a better purpose. Mind you, the money spent was borrowed from China and it will be paid with interest. So when you look at the whole of these things, you understand the enormity of the nonsense Nigeria is in. So it's somebody telling me that the chief negotiator was seen in Cairo. Who do you know how he got there? And he left Nigeria airspace, everything, and Nigeria is still saying they don't know what to do. That is why I'm of the opinion that we should have a change of commander-in-chief, and that should be P2B. Let me tell you people one psychology of this, how one psychological advantage of having P2B in Aso Rock, even when he's here to do anything. The moment, because all these terrorists operating, they are operating because they have immunity, because their colleague is in Aso Rock, so he can never prosecute them. The moment P2B wins and is announced worldwide, P2B is to take over, they will not know that, oh boy, game don't change you, no be our man, they again. So it's either they scale down or they chicken out before Obi will even implement whatever package he has to battle terror. So that is the first thing, because if they realize that the man in Aso Rock has no interest in what they are doing, that if he gets them, he's going to hand them over to International Criminal Court or deal with them the way he likes, and they will. The issue of bringing them and putting you see, that's why Nigeria is really complicated now. I pray civil war do not break out, because the ones you caught, the terrorists, they say they refurbished them, they've repented, and they are now part of Nigerian army. And these are people who will tell us that they are not Nigerians. So invariably, they've gained two things. They are now taking salary as Nigerian military personnel, army officers, and then they are now giving Nigerian citizenship. So you see the mess APC brought us. That's why when somebody is telling me about Tinubu taking over, and Tinubu has said it will continue from where Buhari stopped, you now start to wonder. Now, who is Tinubu? We know much about him. But look at the wife. Look at the type of verbal genocide he's committing. Saying it openly that they will drive Igbo people out of Lagos and seize their property. What really are we talking about? That is the wife who they used to balance it there. When you say, they say Tinubu's wife is a pastor, he said this. And this is a pastor, a Christian, no, he's talking of invoking the Yoruba deities with which to removing the out of Lagos and seize their properties running into trillions of naira or billions of dollars. I wish that we call, I wish if wishes are horses. But then, having said it, you never can tell, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Now, who is the running mate to the wife or to the husband of Remi Tinubu? Is Shetima. Who is what? This is another thing Shetima said. He said Peter Obi should go and be president of Ndigbo. I'm not making it up. We all know this. So what really are we talking about? And somebody who purportedly may say he's an Igbo will be telling me that we should go to APC. For God's sake, are we going front? Are we going backwards? How old is Tinubu? So all this whole nonsense coming up, I think people should, don't look, I may be ugly, but please tackle my points. Tackle the points I give. Forget about whether I'm ugly, I'm anything, I can be smelling. It's okay. I can deal with that with deodorant. But please tackle the points. These are key points. In a country where you have over 300 ethnic groups, and one is telling you that they will drive Ndibo out of Lagos and seize them, or saying it openly on tape, even boasting about it. What really are we talking? And this is a serving senator in Nigeria, and we are talking of unity. What if it is Peter Obi that tells Shetima that Shetima, you're a Kanuri, you should go and rule Kanuri people. We can't rule Nigeria. That will go viral. They will say Igbo people don't come again. You see Igbo, you see, very clannish, very divisive. But Shetima said it, and nobody is making. So all these things, when I look at, sometimes I get annoyed. But then now, I hope Nigerians, but will Nigerians ever learn? So all these type of things, we know what to do. On a more positive note, people should not relent in campaigning for Labour Party to take over, so that when we will start to rebuild the country based on personal example, at least personal example of P2B. You see it doesn't. So this type of person can never invite terror from anywhere to come and invade the country. P2B can never say, okay, because I'm Igbo man, I'm Igbo, that people are trying to pigeonhole him, then let us now invade the whole country. He won't do that. He has no inclination to criminality. He has no inclination to violence. So he beggars belief when people start to bring Tinubu up and down and start to polish him here and there. The guy is not, it can never happen. In fact, I pray Tinubu never becomes president. I'm not against the Yorubas, but that name Tinubu, he's associated with a lot of things. Okay, has Tinubu denounced what his wife said, or is he not aware? He should have come out and denounced it, and then openly, but nothing. they kept quiet. You want to drive Igbo people out of Lagos and seize their property. What really are you talking about? And when some Igbo now, if now they can hear this type of thing and said, I've told you people, you see it, you see what I told you, then people will say these people again, they've come with their divisive tendency, Igbo, all this, they want to go away. But look at what they are telling them. How can somebody say that type of thing and then still be retaining her seat at the Senate, and there's no reprimanding from anybody? Shetima said his own. Who knows? We still have a good 4 months to the election. Do you know what they are going to say? Whether they even hold you at the neck in Lagos and tell you, look, if you don't go this night, I slaughter you here because of where you come from. So these divisive rhetorics, it should stop. In the interest, that's why when people are calling here to come and mention APC, I said, don't the person go through can't you see through their gimmicks? Is that what we are here for? What has APC to show than dividing Nigeria the more through action and through utterances? What really are they talking? How are they going to? People are talking of uniting Nigeria. Let's live in peace so that we can make a march forward and build a better country. Probably strengthen our defense, like one of my colleagues always say here. I said, strengthen our defense and then maintain our buoyant economy. Yes, some people are even telling you openly, APC is not yet in government. So if Tinubu wins and Remy becomes a first lady, this is what we are going to see. Oh boy. You know, type, when I say things like this, I really want people to reason with me, and then point by point, maybe you dismantle my logic, but please, for God's sake, let this APC, this APC bandwagon, I think it's got to stop. Every day they are doing unforced errors, and they are just showing their hands. What are we talking about? Are we going to build a country? Are we going to dismember it? What has P2B uttered? Or even dirty? You can't see them utter something that cannot unite the country or cannot bring progress. All you hear is Tinubu this, Tinubu that. Either he does it through here or through Agbero. Now, Agbero in Lagos are wearing uniform. That's what he achieved. Let me not forget Niger Watch. I promised that I will do, not a documentary, about 10 minutes any day. Let us really see how Tinubu built Lagos. Lagos became a British colony in 1861. From 1861 to 1960, there is no Tinubu. Then from 1960 to 1999, 39 years later, there is no Tinubu. Then we now take it from 2009 to 2007. Let us really see what Tinubu built in Lagos, because I believe in dismantling lies with facts and evidence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. CM, for that. Wow, that was very interesting and knowledgeable. Thank you so much. We have Mr. Tunaija up next. Mr. Tunaija, please, you have the floor. Then after this, we have our closing remark from every panelist. Thank you, Mr. Tunaija, please, you have the floor.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and thanks, greetings to everyone present there. Yeah, about Tinubu, I didn't know that his wife was even a senator or something. But I don't think that even complicates things even further. That guy can't seem to, come out without something stinking badly about surrounding him. See, Nigeria just has very poor candidates at the moment, and given what we've experienced under Buhari, it's just pitiful that this is all we've got to offer at this moment. And for me, yesterday I was feeling almost depressed, given what was going on everywhere. And it's just on and on. Tinubu, people like to say that he has changed Lagos. I don't know where they got that from. Yes, there was improvement in Lagos. Of course, there is improvement after many, years of democracy. That was peace. There is always bound to be improvement. Our biggest problem is anarchy. And the Lagos that I saw when I came, like Allen Avenue, all those areas, there was not much change from when Abiola died. So, and when they say transform Lagos, I don't understand the idea behind it, because in reality, Lagos was already transforming, and it's a big city. A lot of things are coming through Lagos. So, give him too much credit for that. I'm not sure that is a good reason to make him the president of the country. And given that he's not well, he's elderly, and he's running, I don't know why he even chose to run. This is one of the reasons why I just feel like his judgment is impaired. How can he be in that condition, think that he is actually the right person to run this country at this time? I don't understand it other than it's a vanity project for him. And but you see, that is the thing, and I don't see him even. I don't know whether he's going to win, and I have to say that we have to be a little bit. We have to reserve judgment until the campaign starts fully, because we are just assuming a lot of things right now. We don't know what's going to come. Our campaign seasons are full of things. All kinds of surprises come through. And I know for sure if Tinubu stumbles one day, he fades, serious damage is going to be done. And Tinubu has little chance of winning because of his health condition. But if he surprises everybody and start becoming stronger and stronger and saying things, and who knows, all kinds of camps of one come out during elections. Believe you me, I've seen enough election cycles to know that campaign seasons have all kinds of dirty linens that come out. And so we should reserve our judgment and actually be ready. All the Peter Obi supporters, they need to tell Peter Obi, because the third party is not going to solve this one. He is the one that is going to solve it. Because these people, when they come, they will make him look like Boko Haram gave birth to this thing, Peter Obi. They will make it look like he was the missing child of Ojuku. And so they will paint him to all kinds of things. And if he doesn't respond immediately, before you know it, it will embed into people's mind, and that will cause problems. And Peter Obi, because of his niceness, he may not want to do that, and he needs to be ready to fight dirty. If this will come at him, he needs to come at them quick, because that's why they are calm right now. We don't know what they are planning, and so you can't lose one day in an election, because in the north there are certain impression that is created once he just sinks in the first time they see him, because he hasn't had a level of encounter with the northern public. The moment they see him and this will paint him, and he doesn't respond, he's being all nice, things are not going to go well. Oh. So I've said it before when I was talking to Omoye, that this thing that he does, where he's always nice, taking his time, he's not going to cut it during a campaign. When I look at Shetima, that guy looks like a brawler. He's going to fight. He's going to play dirty. And so that is what we should be looking out for. And I still think we shouldn't call anything yet until we see when they hit the road. That's when you start seeing how everything is going to shape up. That said, regarding the contribution, clearly they were not donating to him. I don't know what people are talking nonsense. Sometimes this is what they call silly season journalism and reporting. As if they are going to throw him out of running for president because of some people raise money altogether. What concerns me more is the source of the money. We have to be careful whether it's Nigerians that are donating that money, where the money is coming from. And because you don't know where the source of these funds are coming from, that is going to be filtered into our campaigns. Clearly, nobody's monitoring where the money is coming from in Nigerian campaigns anyway, so it can come from literally anywhere. Even Boko Haram can fund some candidates and nobody will be none the wiser. And and this is the reason why our campaign period and our elections seems to be a little bit out of kilters. We all know bribing people to vote for an election is wrong. And it's not just wrong, it's illegal. And how many people get arrested for this? Everybody knows Tinubu bribes people, but nobody arrests him. We all know this is going on. Even some governors are campaigning with like, I'm not bribing anybody. Oh, so they all know the stuff is going on, and they know it's against the law. Nobody's doing anything. And you see, this type of things we allow is part of a kind of ritual that means the negative effects of these things, we have signed up to it. You are complicit. You can't be there when somebody is being murdered and you said nothing about it, and you say, but I was against it. Police is not going to look at that and like say, oh, no, they're not going to look at it. They will say you are part of it, because you didn't report, you didn't say anything, you left it like that. So these are the kind of things we need to be asking ourselves. A lot of people have said this before, that Nigerians are not serious people, Nigerians are not ready, and there is some truth to that. I don't know whether it's because of conditioning, long-time conditioning, or some kind of internal, they have gotten used to it, that, okay, this is how it is. Let's just model along with our suffer head, and maybe someday it's going to end attitude. I don't know why we accept these things, but it is the condition that we are facing right now. And I wish there was a way. I'm wishing, because this is one of my weakest statements I can make, because I really hate to wish. It just says that you don't have any control of anything. You don't have a clue. I wish there was a way we can have these politicians seriously commit to specifics on what they are going to do before any major bloc lend them their support. Igbo, do they even have any demand for Peter Obi other than because he was Igbo? They have to have serious demand for him, because a lot of people are just voting on him viscerally, and they are not saying, okay, yeah, he's our man, good, and it's a very great thing that him being elected is very good for the country. Yes, but what are you going to do for us? Because after you leave, I will still see the damage these people have done. What are you going to do for us specifically? I hear you are going to, get us power after 5 years, but what is the exact plan? We want to see that, and I believe these things are going to come out, because I don't think Peter Obi is that kind of person that will hide away from people. He needs people, because the people are his structure, as they say, isn't it? So he needs to meet people, and he will have to answer these questions, and that may be a good thing for once. That may be a good thing for people to actually have him flesh out details of what he's going to do. And if he really means to do these things, then maybe there is a chance, there is hope. I spoke to CM the other day, and we were talking about how, when the time comes, we are going to find a way. Wherever I get a chance, if it's in the UK or I'm in Nigeria, we are going to find a way to ask questions, serious questions of these people, of what they are going to do for us. Because in the end, it's about us. It's not about them. The sufferhead our children have been suffering with, have been people are jackmarring all over the place, and we want to come back to Nigeria to have a country that we can be proud of. And when we come back, we will help build, and everybody is proud. Nigeria needs to stand up tall. And man, you guys don't understand. If Nigeria stands up tall, the benefits are just, you guys, your generation will see things that our forefathers cannot even dream of, that Kwame Nkrumah would have killed and died to see. You guys, you don't understand the potential that this type of elections and this type of times have. Kwame Nkrumah would die to see some of the opportunities we have now, and I just hope we take it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tunanja, for stating that out there. I think demands are actually very important. And like you said, campaign period brings a lot of surprises. We hope we see good surprises. Thank you all. I believe everyone has spoken. Okay, no, we just have somebody who just joined us here. But guys, please help me to like and share this broadcast if you're yet to do so. Like we always say, liking and sharing simply means that you want our voices to be heard and you want our message to keep spreading like wildfire. And YouTube will always suggest our videos to more people so they can see what we do here. So help us to like and share, guys. Thank you all so much. God bless you. And do not forget to use the super chat, the $ to the right on the comment section to support us. I want to say thank you so much to everyone who has super chatted us today. On my Yes Corner, Edo Prince, Mr. Alexander Gomez. Mr. Alexander Gomez, thank you so much. God bless you for your continuous support to Ninja Watch. On my Yes Corner, God bless you. Edo Prince, God bless you. God bless all the panelists, everyone on the comment section, and to our lovely viewers, watching us from all over the globe. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We really do appreciate every single one of you. Let's move straight now to Mr. Kel. Mr. Kel, please, you have the floor.
Yeah, my sister Kashi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you, sir?
Oh, thank God.
Okay, please
I
go
greet
ahead
my
and make
fellow
a
panelists. I've been listening from behind background, and all the submissions have been perfect. I just want to encourage us in this struggle. This struggle has no other option than to be successful, and it has to. I will encourage us to be positive anytime we are talking about our country, Nigeria. Whatever we want, we start from what we say. Life and death, they say, the power lies in the tongue. So let's keep speaking positive things about our country, what we want to see, even though we are seeing things going haywire, going negatively. We should be speaking positive things. Developed countries, you will hear them talking good things about their country. No matter how bad, no matter how things are, they will speak into being what they want to see. Okay, talking about Tinubu, Tinubu can never, in capital letters, be president of Nigeria. It's not going to happen. Not because of who he is, but because he is old. Tinubu is over 80 years old. Tinubu is uncoordinated right now. That man cannot make a complete statement. I mean, a sentence. When you listen to what he says, what he said when he went to Bishop Kuka's birthday, everything he said there did not relate to he cannot hold it as anything. We inherited speaking in tongues from the Bible. I am 3 months ahead of Father Kuka. What has that got to do with, the statement he was trying to make? I want to tell us that Peter Obi, our principal, has the master key to win this election. Why? For engaging Nigerians in diaspora, those are the major key stakeholders. One Nigerian in diaspora is equal to more than 10, 20 votes. Only one of these people that are calculating election as 2015, 2019, we need to put this into consideration. One person in diaspora is more than 10 persons' votes. And we are going to determine what happens in this next year election. Where in the history of Nigeria has Nigerians by themselves stood up for a candidate? It has never happened. Now, every money that Obi will need to prosecute this election, Nigerians will give it to him, whether in diaspora or in Nigeria. If they find a way to block him from getting it from diaspora, people in diaspora, they have accounts in Nigeria. They can send money through the accounts. They can send the money to their loved ones. If they don't, there are many ways that money will get to him. Will get to the campaign. Or we may decide to finance several things by ourselves. So let's not be discouraged. Anyone that is paid to come to this channel to try to discourage us or discourage our viewers, I have one advice for that person. Go and set up your own channel. Go and set up your own panel, and you will get likes, your own likes, people like you, to begin to promote your principle. It's not enough to come here and begin to say your name is Igbo man when you are a Yoruba or Hausa. That is everything that has to do with APC are fake. Everything about them are lies. When they were coming to power 2015, when they were campaigning, they told us all manner of, great things that will make Nigeria more than Dubai overnight. Dollar will be 1 naira to $1. Students will get student loan. 4 years in school is 4 years. Where are we today? And today they've come again to tell us that, hey, this man campaigning who has never been involved in the government. So APC, this new APC will save us from the old APC. We are not going to buy that lies. We are not going to buy that lies. We are not going to buy that lies. So I just want to submit here that we will get. Oh, this guy.
Thank you, Mr. Kel.
That's my submission.
Mr. Kel. Mr. Kel. Okay.
Hello, Kachi, can you hear me?
Mr. Kell, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Let me drop my submission for now, please.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Kell.
Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful submission and the reference you made. Thank you so much. I appreciate every one of you. On that note, I believe every one of us has made, our contribution as to what we're talking about today. Thank you guys so much for your patience, your contribution. God bless you all. I appreciate every one of you. Mr. CM, we're looking forward to that 10 minutes, that day that is that day. We've been getting a series of messages. Mr. CM, we're waiting for that day. I believe we're going to have a day for you to actually come up and give us the way you always do it now, step by step. So because at the end of the day, we all come here to learn. We all just like what Mr. Tunai just said, that I never knew that XYZ is a senator, right? So we always come here to learn, to understand things, because at the end of the day, no one knows it all. So to the panelists, thank you guys so much for always educating us. God bless you all. I always say I learn so much from you guys every blessed day. So thank you guys for what you do. The people on the comments, you guys always make the comment very interesting. I read through the comments and sometimes I just laugh. You guys are so funny, at the same time passing very strong information out there. So to the guys on the comments, thank you guys. God bless you. And to the viewers, you guys are a huge part of this movement, honestly, because without you guys, we'll just come here every day speaking to ourselves. And by the time we're done, everybody go pack, they go house. So the viewers, you guys are important. I love you all. Thank you so much for always doing this. I mean, you can decide to go anywhere else. You can decide to be listening to any program right now, right? But you chose to be here. And for this, we say thank you. Thank you so much and God bless you. Mr. CM, you were going to say something. After that, we're going to take our closing remarks of 1 minute each. Thank you.
It's just a question and a reminder. I hope Niger Watch is still working hard to bring P2B to our platform when the time comes.
Still doing that.
Yes, I ask so that whoever will be available that day, I hope I will be. We get ready and then organize ourselves and with some questions and not just questions but suggestion anyway, because that is part of it. So please.
Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. CM, for pointing that out. Yes, I show you that we are still working on it, but we've not been given a date. That is just a problem. We've not been given a date. That's the reason why we've not communicated any of those things to you guys. Thank you guys so much for your continuous love. Coming here every day just shows me that you guys are actually here because we're fighting for a common goal, which is the betterment of the country. We might disagree sometimes to agree and all that, but I want to believe everyone here do have a good heart and want to see the country work again. That is why we come here. Thank you guys. God bless you all. Now we're going to take our closing remark. Which is 1 minute each, guys. 1 minute each for the closing remark. I'm going to start with Emeka. Emeka, you have 1 minute, please, for your closing remark. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I said previously, and I will reiterate again, Nigeria needs a development plan, a plan that everyone will subscribe to, a plan that will help Nigeria to move to a greater height, a plan that, if implemented, things are going to get better. It appears we're all working without a plan. If you're working without a plan, you're working for failure, and that's why we're having this continuous failure that we have and experiencing at this point in time. Because if you have no plan, you have no ways to measure your success. If you have no plan, you have no ways to see where you are going to. If you have no plan, you don't know if you've actually scored any goal or you've actually met your objective. We need that plan. And gradually and surely, we'll definitely have a Nigerian development plan, which will be communicated to everyone. And that plan will bring the patriotism out in us, because I can see and I can tell a lot of Nigerians, our hope are fading. We are no more patriotic anymore. That's why we're using words that I don't know to speak ill of our country, the very same country that we all subscribe to be. It's alarming the words we say on our country as well as our countrymen. We need a plan that would restore hope to us, a plan that would get us working and excited and as soon as possible. And that plan is going to come soon. That plan will be delivered, and that plan will be actualized. God bless Nigeria. Thank you.
God bless you too. Thank you so much, Mr. Emeka. Mr. Juden, please, you have the floor for the next 1 minute to make your closing remark.
Hello, fellow Nigerians. I want to let us know that we should not be deceived. APC stand for, or let us not be deceived for what APC stand for. APC, among the political parties in Nigeria today, is the party that houses the terrorism or the terrorist groups that is killing Nigeria today, that is terrorizing Nigeria. And that party right now has their presidential candidate in the name of Bola Asiwaju Tinubu. And Tinubu, for the past 7 years, since all the killings, senseless killings in Nigeria, perpetrated by his Oga, what is his name? The one in White House, in Aso Rock. Tinubu has never come out one day to condemn this killing openly, or spoken to Nigeria, decrying the killing. No, he has never, because he's part of the whole thing. He's part of the whole thing. And that is the man that is coming, wanting to, for us to win the presidency or the leadership of this country. His wife have made a lot of statements that if it were to be in advanced country, his wife would have been removed, long been removed from being a leader of this country in his senatorial appointment. He would have been removed, but he has never said something. The destruction of the Igbo properties in Nigeria recently, not those that have been happening for many years over and over since this administration. Tinubu has never one day come out to make a statement condemning it. Is that the kind of man that you want to hand over Nigeria to? And mind you, this man has his second, the running mate, a terrorist, Shetima, a non-terrorist. Nigeria should shine their eyes. If Tinubu, we all know that Tinubu is going to die very soon. Shetima will take over, and Shetima is worse than Buhari. What we are suffering now will be a tip of the iceberg if Shetima takes over, and that is the game plan. That is the overall plan that they have for APC has for Nigeria. Let us be careful.
Thank you, Mr. Juden. Let's go straight to Mr. Son of God. Mr. Son of God, please, you have the floor for 1 minute to make your closing remark.
Yeah, thank you once again, Kachi, for this time. Yeah, so Nigerians, I don't think should have any regrets about saying things the way they are. So if Nigerians are being are speaking truth to power and saying that the saying things about how bad the country is, I don't think it's unpatriotic. I think if you tell the truth about how something is, there's no point, there's no need for anyone to come here and massage the truth or come here and paint it up so that it looks nice. We have to tell ourselves the truth and stop living a lie. Or these politicians don't want us to know the truth. They don't want us to face the reality. They want us to continue to pretend that everything is all right. But no, everything is not all right. So Nigeria there should be no apologies whatsoever for saying truth to power and saying things the way they are. If Nigeria is on the brink of bankruptcy, we have to say things the way they are and not massage the truth. I will finish on this note. If those people that are saying that there's going to be a Nigerian development plan that is going to give Nigeria, because I'm referring back to some of the things that my friend here said, because he's an apologist for what's going on. That's what I think from his comments. So for those that are hoping for Nigerian development plan, I'm going to come back to what I said the last time. We don't want any Nigerian development plan, any Fulani Herdsman development plan. We don't want any plan from corrupt leaders who from the antecedents, we know what they have given to Nigeria so far. There's no plan they're going to give to us that Nigerians will have any confidence in. It doesn't matter how beautiful it is. It doesn't matter how they beautify it. Nigerians will not be able to trust it, because the person that is telling you that thing, he has to have some integrity, and most of them have zero integrity. What they don't have, what P2B has that all of them do not have is integrity.
A man who has been living his life, a clean life, moving around the country, using his own money to support schools all around the country, in the north, in the west, every part of the country. This man uses his own money to support people. He's been doing it for years. For years. We don't want people who we cannot trust. So they should go to hell with their plans that are going to make. They should make those plans and keep it in their houses. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Son of God. Thank you. Mr. Pansat, please, you have the floor for the next 1 minute. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Because I was late, I didn't get that initial 10 or 5 minutes. Let me ask, without objection, that I'm allowed to extend my remarks for maybe another minute on top of the allotted time and revise my comments. I also, I'm discussing two things simultaneously. One is the topic, and then the other one is my debate with Emeka. I think it's his name, Emeka. So, like the last speaker stated, obviously, it's like a red herring, right? That's the fallacy that's being employed here. In a red herring, it's something that misleads or distracts from a relevant or important question. There may be logical fallacy or literary device that leads readers or audiences toward a false conclusion. That's been employed liberally here. I don't want to pounce on Emeka too much because since I've been here, I think he's actually arguing and debating his own ideas, and that's important. Now, patriotism, I said the last thing I said about red herring. Patriotism is the feeling of love, devotion, or a sense of attachment to one's country. It comes in many ways, but it's not love for the government or an individual head of state or something like that. That's not our patriotism. Is to our country. We love our country. I don't have to love APC for me to love my country. I love my country. We are patriots in the true sense of the word. So somebody could use the red herring fallacy to deviate and go arguing that nonsense. The point is that we love our country. That's why we're here. There's no other reason to be here. So now, Emeka, we were talking about ideologues and pragmatists. If you even look up the word ideologue, it's defined as adherent to an ideology, especially one who is uncompromising and dogmatic. It's nefarious. You know, it's not a positive thing for you to behold. It's an abominable thing to be. Detestable. It's a despicable person that's going to be.
Sorry, Mr. Pansa, sorry to interject. Do I get to speak, you know, as you use some of your time with this, just to slightly debate with me? Do I get to speak?
Yeah, I will ask that you're giving some time, but I don't make the rules. It's
okay, no worries.
Yeah, but I'm in support of you talking about it, but I'll try to make mine even shorter so you can. So when we're trying to have the divide of a pragmatist, somebody who is empirical, right? You don't disagree with somebody being empirical. Somebody who's real, actual, active, applying things based on the situation in the field, hands-on. You can't go choosing Chinese dictators in the past, whereas you know that they changed. China is not the same communist China. Even the party has distanced itself from radical ideology. It is no longer communist, except in name. In recent years, they have the internet increasingly empowering the Chinese to exercise their political voice. Yes, they still remain a single political party, but they're not led by strong men anymore. Under Jiang Zemin and Hu Jintao, China is no longer ruled by charismatic leadership. So it's not enough time to actually debate academically, because I don't want this forum to be turned into an academic debate. Sure, that's a place for that, and I like to debate. But that's not what we're doing here. So,
okay, Mr. Pansat.
Yeah. So let me just conclude by saying that those of us who are trying to pick out the rotten leadership we have in our country, we have a conundrum, a problem, a difficulty, a quandary, a puzzle. How do we talk about Tinubu without insulting our southwestern brothers? How do you say Peter Obi is the one who should take the mantle right now without appearing to embrace our tribe, which is a common thing in Nigeria? I wouldn't be here promoting anybody because he's from my tribe. Why should I? Peter Obi can run in the United States if he's constitutionally allowed to run, and I bet you he win here.
Okay,
So
thank you.
let me keep it for next time. Emeka will continue. Thank you, Kathy, and thanks panelists and everybody else. Thank you very much.
Not a problem, Pansat. I'm here when you're
you.
willing to debate.
Let's go straight to the next person we have here, please, which is Mr. Tunaija. Mr. Tunaija, please, you have the floor for the next 1 minute. Thank you very much.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, I take the points that I've heard. I think a lot of people have spoken well on this topic. For me, I tend to focus more on how the people need to engage this process. And I feel like there is a lot of work that we need to do amongst ourselves on standards. We need to demand more in terms of, anybody that knows ways how people can organize their voices so that they can have the politicians sign up to what they are going to do for them. You have lawmakers from different districts, and the ways they do these things. Because Nigeria, this structure that they say they have on the ground is not for nothing. It means something, and they need to have ways to use it to have their voices heard. Because these instruments are not there to serve the politicians. It's there to serve you. It's there to serve the people. And we need to understand how to get to these politicians, because the way things are going, the way from my observation, I've not really observed the Nigerian political cycle before. But what I've seen is that things are just left to flounder. Like, let them do whatever they like. We have already made our judgments, factored it in, whatever craziness that they do, and let's just model along like that. And at the same time, we want change to happen. If we want to reach that change, we need to start figuring out. I've suggested a few ways through the NLC, through all the various organizations, including ASU, all of them. Because ASU is championing certain things like making sure that the government officials, children are not allowed to, study overseas, and so that we will get their the other parties like this NLC was doing also. The NLC didn't even demand anything. What am I saying? They didn't even demand anything. They just like, we lend our support. Let's just support him without any demand. And why are the workers of that NLC that, because the labor union, they have unions, and when NLC calls strike, they follow them to go on strike. Why do you not ask these same people, what did those people offer you that you are lending them our support? So these vehicles, we need to start reaching out to them. And us, we are on the planet, we are online, the online platforms need to be reaching out. You might not be able to reach the politicians directly, but these people that represent the workers, we need to be reaching to them and say, where are you? Come and talk to us, so that we can understand how we can all work together to get what we say we all want. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. CM, please, you have the floor for the next 1 minute to make your closing remark.
Okay, thank you, Kachi. I think I use my 1 minute, maybe 30 seconds for this, 30 seconds for that. Quickly. Kachi, this is what you have to think about. Will it be possible? It's just a suggestion anyway. You might discard it if it doesn't make sense. Once in a while, if you come on, while you are you brief us the cost of foodstuff in Nigeria as it goes up. It doesn't mean just for us, for people to know. Maybe whatever you think you could get the job. If you can, you quote the market where you had the price, so that it helps to drive the point home. I'm saying this because anytime you bring in P2B here, I'm saying so that we can get prepared and then give him through life about some of the things, so that we help for him to know, even if he didn't give us the satisfactory answer, we may need, which I doubt. He will have it at the back of his mind that this is what Nigerians are going through, and this is what we expect from them.
Okay.
So I mean from him. So on that score, I will go back to my usual way. I will tell Nigerians, do not lose hope. Help is on the way. Because if you lose hope, what are you going to do? Nigeria is in dire straits, let's say, but we have to hope that whoever is coming in, we have to also play our own part, like Niger said. I agree with him totally in what he said. At this point, we have to make demand, because for a long time, we give our vote without asking questions. So this time, we really want to reason with the person. If you can achieve this within 1 year, can you achieve it within a year and 6 months? You know, by interacting with them this way, they will know that yes, they are not really taking us for granted. We have an input, or we can sort of figure out what it takes to turn the country around. And that will also keep them on their toes and make sure that these guys, from what the interactions we've gotten, they can always use it in drafting policy. If they want to say something, they might say, oh, during my campaign, somebody asked me something like this. Can you imagine? So that will help anyway. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. CM. I'll put that into consideration. Thank you. Thank you so much for bringing that up. Okay, let's move straight to Mr. Cal. Mr. Cal, please, you have your 1 minute.
Yeah, Kashi, I support my brother CN for that suggestion. It will really help. Yeah. My closing comment, I will tell Nigerians, let's do everything possible to elect Obi. When we do, Obi will be answerable to nobody but to Nigerians. No godfather, no godmother. Obi was governor of Anambra State. When he came, he dismantled the structure of godfatherism in Anambra State. He shut all the money bags away. So when he becomes the president, he will be answerable to Nigerians. Obi left office and till today refused to collect pension. Anambra State has not bought Obi 1 bottle of pure water. That guy is not corrupt. When we elect Obi, he's coming to do one thing for us. He will restart Nigeria. We have been duped. Nigeria is like a businessman that lost all his money through fraudsters. And then he has gone back to his village, and his parents sold their entire land to give him back, to go back and start a new life. That is the situation we are now. We have been duped. Obi is coming to help us restart. Now, if he gets there, he can be proud to say, I am a Nigerian. He can be proud to hold him accountable. That is my submission for Nigerians. Let's do everything to make sure we elect Obi.
Okay.
God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much. God bless you too, and amen to your prayer. God bless Nigeria. Thank you guys so much for doing this with me once again today. God bless you all. I really appreciate every single one of you and those wonderful people on the comment. I see you on my yes corner right there, and also thank you so much for the super chat today, Mr. Pansat HD. I always say this. I don't know how you do it, multitasking in the panel and also on the comment. Thank you so much, Joseph Oji. I see you. Biodun Latif is also right there with us. Thank you so much, guys, for doing this with me. I appreciate every single one of you. Judge Blue Shell, Fortune Age, I see you. The mommy of all mommy diaspora is also right there. Thank you, mommy, for always doing this. God sent all the way from UAE. Thank you, the Queen Valerie. I see you. Grace Omalicha, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate you. Innocent Okra, Amaka O, Michael Okere, Biodun Latif. Thank you guys for doing this. I appreciate you guys. God bless you all. I can see Guy Onwalele right there too. Biodun Latif is also right there. Just Blue Shell, I see you all. I see all of your comments. Joseph Audrey, Mike Abu, I see you all. God bless you all. I appreciate every single one of you for always taking time out, to do this with me every single day. God bless you all. I also want to say thank you to Omayes Connor, Alexander Gomez, Prince Edos for the super chats today. God bless you all. May your pocket never run dry. I appreciate every single one of you. And I see Juno Basekina. So Juno Basekia, hello. Thank you so much for doing this with us every single day. I want to say thank you to Mr. Juden, Mr. Kel, Mr. CM2 Ninja, Mr. Pansat, King Emeka. Thank you so much. Engineer Ken was also here earlier, but we lost Engineer Ken. Thank you so much to everyone who was on the panel today. Thank you. And I really love how everything went today. You know, no unnecessary drama. Thank you, guys. Please let's just try and keep the same energy. Keep up with the same energy. Thank you all. APC bishops. Okay. APC bishops say, Miss Kachi, maybe Mr. CM won't give you him. He won't give him the price of yam. He likes it. Mr. CM, now so you take like yam. Everybody don't know you finish your comment section. Thanks to everyone and to our lovely viewers watching us from all over the globe. Thank you. So guys, this is what I want you to do for me. Please, I want you to think about what we're going to do to counter, vote buying come 2023 presidential election. What do you think? What measures do you think we can put in place to counter vote buying? We're going to have that conversation tomorrow. I would like to hear Mr. Sam on camera. Not be today, not be today. Tomorrow. Now we'll go talk about that.
I forgive you, teaser. I forgive you, teaser.
Tomorrow. I really want to know what you guys think on that. What you think we can do? What measures do you think we can put in place? What do you think we can do to counter vote buying? Because whether we like it or not, it's still going to happen. Nigerians are in a, I don't know the word to use, but Nigerians are suffering. So anything will come their way right now, they're ready to grab them. So please, what do you think can be done? What measures do you think we can put in place to counter vote buying if eventually it happens? I know we cannot totally eradicate it, but what can we do to reduce it to the minimal? I would like to hear what you guys think about that tomorrow. So please think about it. I would like to hear your thoughts. And those people in the comment section, you guys are not, exempted from this. I'd like to know what you guys think, what we can do to, counter vote buying. And also those viewers watching us, you guys can call in tomorrow and tell me and tell Nigerians what you think can be done to counter vote buying. God bless you all. I appreciate you all. Like I always say, God will not come down and do for us that which He has given us the power to do for ourselves. So all hands on deck. Let's come together. Let's work together. Let's do this. Let's do this. Nobody go do one for us. God no go come down, come do one for us. God bless you. Do not hesitate to join us tomorrow, 5 p.m. Nigerian time like this, and also 10 a.m. Nigerian time for our newspaper headline review tomorrow. God bless you all. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Make I play one bedu for una before we close for the day. Thank you.
Ancient of days, how old as you are, how old as you are, you will never change. Ancient of days, how old as you are, how old as you are, yes, you will never change. Ancient of days,
anywhere you gonna P2B, Obi for president. All over Nigeria, P2B, Obi for president. From east to south, na P2B, Obi for president. Even the north and west, na P2B, Obi for president. All over Nigeria, na P2B, Obi for president. Mama, papa, they shot P2B, Obi for president. Brothers and sisters, they want P2B, Obi for president. Waiting be the name of P2B, Hola Mageno, Obi Kerenke, Obi Kerenke, Obi Kerenke, Nigeria don't suffer, no it's more. We don't suffer, no we other countries they grow, we just say fall. We don't suffer because we get my leaders, then where they on top. We don't suffer, they're not here because all their families they abroad. We don't suffer, but every want to steal our money. Yeah. When we thought all love is gone, God gon' give us P2B. If you like, make you go ask. But we know the test story. Next time and trust that if you doubt and go verify. Obi get integrity, a man with credibility, vision and dignity. Obi and Yusuf Aditi. That is why all Nigerians are obedient and useful. Anywhere you gonna P2B, Obi for president. Anywhere you gonna P2B, Obi for president.